So this is the figure that we were considering. We can see here this is the neutral axis, and when this is the neutral axis, this is the PQ neutral axis. This is the PQ element along the neutral axis that is just parallel to RS elements, that is a slight above than the neutral axis and at a distance of y from the neutral axis. So this is quite clear now. So RS is the strip that will contract and that will reduce because this is above the neutral axis. If this would have been below the neutral axis, this would have expanded, but right now it has been contracted. So we can see that this is the v y distance at a distance of y from the neutral axis, and this will become r dash s dash. So and the rp, if we extend r dash p, will be having s dash q also extending. So these s dash q line if extended and r dash p dash line extended, and the radius of curvature and the line, all these three will be meeting at a point as known as center of curvature. So this is the center of curvature O, and this will be having a distance capital R from the neutral axis, radius of curvature, and this is Y, the distance from the neutral axis to this strip, and then we subtending an angle of alpha at both the extreme conditions r dash p dash and s dash and q dash. So this was the nomenclature, and once we define the stress along r dash s dash, we would be able to extend this stress along the whole section. So this we will be finding along the whole section. First we'll have to consider a strip, and this strip we'll see what is the loads. So we can say p dash q dash is equal to r alpha and r dash s dash is equal to r minus y alpha, because p dash q dash is the arc and arc is nothing but angle is equal to arc upon radius. So arc upon radius, so arc is equal to radius into angle. So this is r radius and alpha is the angle. Similarly, r dash s dash is also arc upon radius. Arc is capital R minus small y, because this is slightly above the neutral axis. So r minus y is equal to alpha. Then we know p dash q dash is equal to r alpha and r dash s dash is equal to r minus y alpha. Then p dash q dash will be equal to pq, since it is neutral axis. So only the shape will change. Earlier it was a straight line, now it will become a slightly curved. So p dash q dash will be same as pq. So this way we will find stress in r dash s dash, sorry, strain. We know that strain is the extended or the final shape minus initial shape divided by initial shape. So this is strain in strain in rs will be rs r dash s dash r dash s dash initial minus final divided by initial. Strain in rs, since it is contracting, otherwise it would have been r dash s dash divided by r dash s dash minus rs divided by rs. But since it is contracting, that means rs will be greater, after condition will be lower. So this way will, in order to find the strain positive, what we'll do, we'll subtract the bigger quantity from the smaller quantity. So bigger quantity is rs, because earlier it was a neutral, it was neutral, and after that it has contracted. So final condition is contracting. So rs minus r dash s dash divided by rs, this is the strain. But we know rs equals pq is equal to p dash q dash, because this is the neutral axis, neutral layer, and rs will be equal to pq. So rs minus r dash s dash divided by rs will be p dash q dash, and strain will be, now substituting the value of rs will be P dash Q dash minus R dash S dash divided by RS. We have also concluded that P dash Q dash will be R alpha. We have earlier defined P dash Q dash equal to R alpha. Substituting this value in this, what will find? P dash Q dash will be R alpha minus R dash R minus Y alpha. Substituting these value, will have strain R dash strain is equal to Y by R. Substituting R and taking out R and cancelling out, will be finding alpha will be cancelling out this alpha, and this way we'll find Y by R, where y is the distance of the element from the neutral axis and r is the radius of curvature of the neutral axis. So this is the y by r. Now we have got strain in terms of y and r. Y is the distance and r is the radius of curvature, central radius of curvature. Now we can define strain by the basic definition of the strain stress. So as we know, stress is directly proportional to strain. So we can say stress divided by strain, yeah, stress divided by strain must be equal to E, or the modulus of elasticity that we have earlier stated, the basic definition. So Young's modulus of elasticity E. So this is stress equals sigma by E. Sigma is stress. So again, substituting these two values, y by r must be equal to sigma by 2, because these two are the strains and they are equal, so they can be equated. So y by r is equal to sigma by E, or we can say sigma by y is equal to E by r. This is the basic concept of bending stress. And then when we have got sigma y, sigma by y equals C by r, then we will have to get a basic criteria. So this is now half of the equation is done. Another half part will be concluding, will be deriving with the help of force. So we also know that force is equal to stress multiplied by area, because stress is force divided by per unit area. So this way we know that stress force equals stress multiplied by unit area. So this is the situation where we'll put stress, this is stress sigma. We can conclude sigma equals E by R into Y, or E by R into Y. Y is transferred here. So substituting this value, is, as we know, force is nothing but stress multiplied by area. So stress is E by R into Y, and delta A is the area of the strip. So this way we can find that normal force on this area will be E by R Y into delta A. Now we will be extending this situation to the whole element, because this force is along the one strip delta A, you can see. And if we have to find the force from here to here, what we'll do, we'll integrate from here to here. So what we'll do, we'll find summation of E by R. Then before coming to this point, we know the force, normal force is E by R Y into A, and if we have to find the moment, then we have to multiply this E by R Y into delta A with the Y, because moment is nothing but product of force and distance, perpendicular distance from the neutral axis, from the axis we are taking moment. So this way we will be finding E